And you need 60 inches?
Had a gentleman that I got a hold of, and he actually came up and, hold on, I'm spooling wire out for Zach too. He actually came up and helped me with some wiring, and he didn't do any wiring, but what he did was he explained to me a couple of questions I had about the electrical code and what it meant, you know, where you can put certain things, where you can't, certain things you can and cannot tie into, like the ground fault in the kitchen. I knew that we had to have two separate runs, two separate circuits for GFI, but I thought I could take power off of that and use it for something else as well. So we had wired it so we came off of the end of the GFI run and just grabbed some power off of here, ran it into the pantry, and for just an overhead light. He said that they really don't want to see that. So what he suggested was, he said, hey, just take your power, grab it right here from your end outlet, run it in here. So as you can see, we drilled some holes this morning. Zach is actually pulling that wire, and we just are gonna reroute. We did one thing wrong. That was it on how we had it routed. We also had two runs that I cut too short, and we couldn't staple close to the box. I'll show you. And listen, guys, I apologize for any lighting problems in here. I know it's a pain in the ass to watch videos you can't hardly see, but we got no lights in here. We might rectify that and just throw a couple lights in here for number one, so we can see better. Number two, it's a whole lot better for you guys. But anyway, I know we're looking right into a window here. So one of these wires here, and none of these are stapled yet, but these guys right here, I had one of them that came over and kind of shot down like this. I couldn't get it up far enough to put a staple that was close enough to I couldn't get a staple in it at all, and they have to be stapled near the box. So I had two of them, one there and one here. I did the same thing with, and it was the first boxes that I was really wiring. So I was just cutting them too short. Wasn't thinking. Now I know we're paying better attention. So yeah. Here's another thing we're going to do today. I was a little confused about the box, the breaker box, where we could mount it, the dimension it had to have above it, beside it, everything. We talked about that. He gave me some clues as to what I could do with that. We've had 10 different ideas where we're going to mount that thing, and only about 20% of them were actually a legitimate place to mount them. And the other thing is that, hey, I don't want to run real expensive wire the length of this place. I don't want the box over here and the water heater over here, because the water heater, that would cost probably about $500 in just the wire. And that's probably even being conservative. So I think what we're going to try to do is, rather than taking power in over here on this side, we're actually going to bring power in over here. I had no clue about a meter base. I didn't know that I had to put a meter base in, and it had to connect to the house, and it's got to have, it's got to be tied in with the sheathing of the house, like the Tyvek, the wrap, so it doesn't get water around it. It's got to be siliconed, and it's got to be whatever. So that's another thing. So I think what we've decided to do is we're going to put the incoming service over here, It can come up anywhere on the ground over here. We're gonna put the box over here. We're gonna put the water heater in here. Very short run's gonna save a bunch of money. And then also we're pretty close to the stove, which is another expensive wire. So the stove, any dryer plug that you have, and water heater. That's a big one. And our water heater is like three legs of number 6. So that's a lot of wire. So what you guys are going to see today is basically just some continuation, some wiring. And what I'm going to try to do is we're trying not to waste a bunch of wire. I'm going to go outside, figure out where the meter base has to be, and then what that's going to do to our height of our box in here. That'll tell us how we need to mount things, where we need to mount things, and quite possibly, even if we don't have that stuff in the wall, we still should be able to drop some home runs in and at least continue to work. So that's the deal. Let's get busy.
That's just how you were doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Or you wouldn't want it in the center of the countertop.
Every time I think I got it knocked out, it ain't. I'm trying not to just knock the whole thing out on the floor.
It sounded like you had it knocked out.
Yeah, I definitely got it knocked out now.
Got enough for a staple?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. I definitely got enough for a staple, but I'm making sure there's extra
Yeah.
enough for a staple.
Yeah, because right when you think there's enough for a staple,
Yeah, there ain't.
you go to put a staple in there and it don't fit. It don't work.
Right there. Yes, sir. You want it to come cross over and run along the wall, or just straight to it? Kind of.
Crossover, run along the wall, that'd be neater.
Yeah.
And we can staple it up there.
Yeah.
It ain't gotta be straight over to the wall, but somewhere around there.
Right.
We'll get it up there at some point.
Put it right there and.
Well, yeah,
Or just.
yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed you line so we can kind of figure out how far we need it.
Something like that.
Yeah, probably need a little bit more over there. There's our whole side there.
Over here. Do you want me just to throw it through one of them? Or wait to.
No, go ahead, just put it in the farthest one away from you. So we can. That's good, Zach. That's actually more than what we need.
You want me to pull some back?
Yeah,
How's that? More?
yeah, there you go, right there.
There it is.
Guess it really doesn't matter, huh? You gotta, it's gonna be weird on one side or the other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to struggle one way or another. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Huh?
I said that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be as far as coming through that hole.
On the other side of it.
There we go. Perfect. I know this is gonna kind of go a little weird here, but this is eventually just gonna run straight down this wall. Here goes that, go ahead.
That's pretty close. Probably have to pull a foot or so, but. This thing out of your way.
We probably need the 1-inch bit because we have those inserts
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. Good call. Hey, mister, if you want, if you cut that start from the other side, we can put extensions on it and probably get it all the way through there.
Oh, here?
Right here. If you start that one here,
Okay.
do that one first, and then these, we can put extensions on it, I think.
All right. All right, y'all, I'm gonna end this video right here. And in doing so, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do a little recap here real quick. I think I've gotten most of this stuff on video. Recently what we've been working on is, let's see, Zach, grab that cable. Let's see the cable. We got some coax. We got little crimpers and strippers, and we're going to run all that stuff. So we're just getting ready to start that. Irregardless of that, we have we've been putting a couple new lines in. Now what we've done is we've decided where we're going to have all the exterior electric. So we've got an exterior box going here in the back of the house. We've got the stove cable. It's run, but I don't have the correct box, so I got to fix that. All the home runs are run for lights, GFI 1 and 2 for the kitchen. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that we had to change the pantry wiring, which that's done. We took the breaker box we had back, and we've swapped to a different style. We think it's going to be easier for us to mount the meter base to, because I didn't even know I had to do a meter base. I thought that was somebody else's responsibility, but apparently not. That's ours. We've got a light up here in the eaves. We've got another one over on this corner over here outside. We've got our hole cut for our porch light, and then we've got another exterior electrical outlet right here that we've run, and all that stuff has the I know everybody calls them home runs. Our home runs right here for our breaker box. I think the next day that I come up here, we should have our meter base. I have to get some kind of a mounting option for that. But even if I don't mount it, at least I'll know where it's going to go, and I can punch a hole in here. We can get our box mounted, and we're going to move on with that. So we're just wiring. It's kind of slow going because we got to stop and talk about what we're going to do and the best way to do it. Zach has been running the cable overhead and stapling it to the trusses, making it neat. Some of this stuff is not stapled yet. We're just kind of got it laying up there. But that will come with time. So yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for coming back, checking out all the substandard, and we'll be back. Y'all have a great night. I know we will.